Was the Titanic a lie? The ship at the bottom of the ocean may not be Titanic. Hello everyone. Today, expand your knowledge. This is Curious Rachel. So shall we dive into the truth behind the Titanic?
On April 14, 1912, in the freezing waters of the North Atlantic, the largest ship in the world at the time, the Titanic struck an iceberg and sank. More than 1,500 people vanished into the icy darkness. We remember it as one of the greatest tragedies in human history. But what if everything you know about the Titanic is wrong? What if the ship resting on the ocean floor isn't the Titanic at all? Today, I'm going to show you shocking evidence that may completely rewrite history. The story we were told is simple: a luxury ship, a fatal iceberg, a tragic accident. But behind this disaster, some believe there was a carefully planned insurance scam. And it all begins 1 year before the Titanic was ever launched. At the time, the British shipping company White Star Line was building 3 nearly identical sister ships: Olympic, Titanic, Britannic. They looked like twins, but one ship became a serious problem. In 1911, the first ship, the Olympic, collided with a British warship called HMS Hawke. The damage was severe: a massive hole in the hull, bent mainframes, structural damage that may never fully heal. And here's the key detail. The court ruled Olympic was at fault. No insurance payout, only massive repair costs. White Star Line was pushed toward financial collapse. This is where the conspiracy begins. The company's powerful backer, American financier J.P. Morgan, was facing a disaster. And according to the theory, he came up with a terrifying solution. Instead of scrapping the damaged Olympic, what if they swapped the ships? The plan was bold. The damaged Olympic would be renamed Titanic. The brand new Titanic would secretly become Olympic. The Titanic would sail, suffer a controlled accident, sink, and collect a massive insurance payout. Meanwhile, the real new ship would continue service. Under the Olympic name, identical ships, identical interiors. A perfect disguise. Or so they thought. Here's the first strange clue. While the ships looked identical, they weren't perfectly the same. On the B deck, Titanic originally had uneven window spacing. Olympic, however, had 16 evenly spaced windows. Photos taken during Titanic's departure show Olympic-style windows. Why would the ship look different? From its own construction photos? After its collision, Olympic developed a permanent slight tilt to the left. Survivors of Titanic later testified something chilling. They said the ship was already listing to the left before hitting the iceberg. A brand new ship. With an old injury? Another mystery. Titanic carried far too few lifeboats, even though additional boats could have been added. Even worse, the lookouts were never issued binoculars, watching for icebergs. With the naked eye, was this negligence? Or did someone not want the ship to avoid danger? J.P. Morgan himself was scheduled to sail on Titanic. His luxury suite was fully prepared, but at the last moment, he suddenly canceled. Official reason? Poor health. Reality? He was spotted vacationing in France with his mistress. Even more disturbing, many of his wealthy friends also canceled their tickets just before departure. Their seats were filled by third-class immigrants who never came home. According to the theory, the plan was never mass murder. A nearby ship, the Californian, was allegedly waiting to rescue passengers. No cargo, no passengers, stopped in the middle of the ocean. But fate intervened. Heavy fog, communication failures. The Californian never responded, and the controlled accident became a nightmare. After the disaster, White Star Line received a huge insurance payout, and the ship known as Olympic continued sailing until 1935, nearly 25 years. If the theory is true, that ship was actually the real Titanic. When Olympic was finally dismantled, workers discovered something strange. Internal parts stamped with the number 401. Titanic's construction number was 401, Olympic's was 400. Why would Olympic contain Titanic's parts? Official explanation? Shared parts during repairs. But doubts remain. In 1985, the wreck was discovered. Some parts show 401 markings, but critics argue propellers and parts can be replaced. So the question remains, deep beneath the Atlantic, is the name Titanic hiding? The ghost of Olympic? For over 100 years, the truth has slept beneath the ocean. Maybe we've been remembering the greatest insurance fraud in history as a tragic love story. So what do you think? Is the ship at the bottom of the sea the Titanic or the Olympic? No matter the answer, let us remember the 2,500 innocent souls who paid the price. This has been Curious Rachel, where we explore the hidden side of history.
Did you expand your knowledge today? Subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next mystery. Choose a smarter day. Thank you for watching.